Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is all about my autumn bag lineup. These aren't specifically autumn bags, but they do make me very excited for the upcoming colder months. I have been getting a lot of questions about these styles, so I thought I would tackle those questions as best I can in today's video. Obviously these are all newer to me, so this is not intended to be a full-on review, but I am going to be going over my first impressions, what can fit, and some mod shots as well. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and let's get started. So first up, my Louis Vuitton Speedy B, and this is just the most beautiful bag, and I feel like it looks nice on the website, but I do think it's one of those styles which is so much more beautiful in person. Like, the quality is really stunning, like the zip's really smooth, the leather is gorgeous, and I just think it's stunning. I don't have any experience of the original Speedy to compare it to, so I can't comment on that. But I would say that all of my original concerns about this style really haven't been a thing, and obviously it's really early days, but usually when there is like an immediate niggle in terms of how you wear it or the functionality, I can usually pick up on that quite quickly, whereas so far it hasn't been an issue, so fingers crossed. My original concerns were that it was primarily a top handle bag. I'm not typically a top handle girl, but the longer strap really does eliminate that. I find it very comfortable to wear both ways. I've actually been surprised myself by how much I've been using it by the top handle, just because it's so easy to grab, you know, out of the car when I'm in a rush. You know, they're just right there, so it does make it very, very seamless. But it's really nice that you do have the longer strap as well. I haven't been wearing this crossbody yet. I do find it a bit bulky to wear crossbody, if I'm honest with you, but I don't know if that's also because I have a big old bump at the moment and I just don't want extra volume there, so I'm going to reserve judgment on that way of wearing it until after I stop being pregnant. But so far primarily it's just been on my shoulder and with the top handle, and I find that it works great, like really functional, very easy to wear, and actually a really comfortable style as well. So it opens up like so, and as you can probably tell, like, you can do this with one hand, like that's how smooth the zipper is, so I love the fact that it's really seamless. I do have a bag liner and shaper in here, and I feel like that's a game changer. Much like my Chanel 19, I feel like if you're gonna go for that style, like, it's just so important to get a bag shaper if you do want to maintain its structure and reduce any sagging. Similarly, I was concerned that the kind of top here would dent, like empty. It's quite a large volume of space inside, so I do think you need that structure. I do feel like the shaper has made such a huge difference. So this is the one I have, and like the color match is exact, like it's so good. This is from Handbag Angels, who also made my Chanel 19 bag shaper kind of liner. I love that one to bits, and this one is pretty much perfect. As I said, like the color match is like ridiculous. I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but it looks like the exact same color, so I'm really happy about that. And then I do have that shaper right there, so it gives a nice bit of structure to the base. And then you also have those higher edges, which you really need with this bag, because I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but right there it kind of dents in. So for me, I just like having it puffed out, and the bag shaper really does do that. Without the bag shaper, it is just a kind of wide open space. You have the pocket right there, and you also have a zip pocket on the other side as well, and you can fit like a very decent amount, which you'll see in a second. So that is with the bag shaper back in, and already I feel like it makes just such a difference, so I'm really happy I got that. It makes it so much more structured and puffy, and otherwise I do feel like that little dent there would bother me, but that's kind of completely solved the problem. There's still plenty of room. The extra organization is nice as well. And it's just been really lovely. Obviously really early days, but I am really enjoying the color as well. It is a neutral, and it is like a lighter color, but I don't feel like it's so light that you have to stress out. Like, I don't feel like it's going to pick up every single mark, but the color and the tone is really beautiful, especially against the gold hardware, which is just the prettiest combination ever. And it's just like really elegant, and I just think it's gorgeous. So I have very much been enjoying it so far. It's still very new to me, but all of my initial concerns have completely gone away. I like the fact that it can open so wide as well, because the zipper does go a little bit down, so you get quite a wide opening, which is often a niggle for me. So the opening is great, like it's really easy access, very easy to use in terms of grabbing your items. I don't feel like it's so huge and big that your items get lost and you spend ages searching for your keys, for example. example, but at the same time it's large enough that you can fit in everything that you'd want to realistically on a daily basis. So I think the size is really great, and yeah, no bad things to say about it so far. I will keep you guys updated with how I get along with it, but so far so good. I just think it's absolutely beautiful. So I have my Louis Vuitton Empreinte Speedy right here, and I have filled it pretty full. To be honest, this is more full than I would choose to carry it, simply because it's quite heavy with all the items I've put inside, but hopefully this will give you an idea of the capacity of the bag. So it is very, very generous, and I have filled it completely full. So I have here my phone. I have a rather clumsily put together reusable bag. I have a pack of tissues, my sunglass case with my sunglasses inside. I have a face mask. I have a compact, my Louis Vuitton long wallet, a bottle of water, a lipstick, hand sanitizer, and a hand cream as well. So that is everything that can fit inside. As you can see, it's completely empty now except for my bag liner, and to me that's a very generous amount. Again, it was pretty heavy, especially because of the bottle of water. You could definitely swap this out for a small umbrella as well, but it can fit all of my essentials and then some. Next up is my Saint Laurent Loulou puffer, and I didn't actually do a reveal for this one, but I did cave and get this in another colour. As you can see, this has just been one of my favourite bags, or rather I should be talking about my nude colour one, so I also have this in the nude. This is in the small size, and I have just not been able to stop using that bag. Like, I absolutely adore it. I think it's so great for pretty much every season as well. And then I saw this colorway and I was like, oh my goodness, that is beautiful. Like, it is such a pretty shade. I already knew I absolutely love the style, and I just think it's gorgeous. So many of you will be familiar with this bag because it's definitely not a new style. I have talked about it a lot, but it is just a really, really lovely kind of mid-sized shoulder bag. So it's not huge, it's not too small for me, like it's just right. On the inside, it is just a black fabric lining, and that really does help to keep the weight down. I know there's always an emphasis on kind of extra leather because of the cost of the materials, but for me, I would always much rather have a lighter lining in order to keep the bag really comfortable, and that really does that. You know, you do have the beautiful leather all the way throughout, but the fact that it does have a fabric lining means it's very comfortable to wear. It's pretty much light as air, like you really don't feel the weight at all, and it's just gorgeous. You do have a pocket there at the back, and then it's otherwise very, very simple indeed. It closes with a button closure, and then that's it. Like, there's no pockets on the back, nothing on the base. You do just have those two straps with the leather and the hardware. I would say that the leather straps on this one are a lot more curved already. The leather straps on my nude one are pretty straight, and I thought they would soften with time, but I've used that bag so much and they're still very, very structured. Not to the point that they're uncomfortable, but just in terms of the look, they are a little bit straighter, whereas these are already a bit more curved, which, to be honest, I do prefer. So I really like that. The color combination is just beautiful, and I really think it goes very, very nicely with the kind of hardware and the leather combo. It's a very, very deep, rich cognac color, and it goes beautifully with the gold hardware. Like, it really is a nice combination, just awesome in a bag. Like, it's absolutely beautiful. And of course, you do have that stunning leather as well. I've spoken about this leather before, but it just never really disappoints. If you've not felt these bags, I would definitely recommend doing so, because the leather is just out of this world. It's incredibly soft. You have that beautiful puffy element, but they aren't delicate at all. Like, I've used my nude one so much. I will do a cutaway so you can see the wear and tear, but there really is none. Like, it's done fantastically well. So I'm expecting much the same from this bag as well. So you kind of get the best of both worlds in terms of a beautifully soft leather, which is also somehow amazingly durable as well, which isn't usually the way it goes. You know, usually you have to go for a hard leather to get that durability, whereas that doesn't seem to be the case with this bag. So I absolutely love this line. I love this colorway. Functionally, it's really strong as well. Like, it's a very, very comfortable bag to wear. I feel like it sits at a really nice height. I don't feel like it's too high, it's not too low. You can wear it as a crossbody if you want to. I find it a very, very nice size as well for daily use. Again, not too big, not too small. Like, it goes with a lot of different outfits, and because it's not too big, I do actually think this can transition very nicely into evening as well. You can absolutely use it as a day bag, but I feel like it's small enough that you can wear it as an elegant evening bag as well. I do like that versatility, and it also helps that the hardware does help to dress it up as well. So for me, this bag kind of ticks all the boxes. I love my nude one to bits. It is one of my most used bags in my collection at the moment, and I have similarly high hopes for this one. I just think the colour is out of this world beautiful, and I already know I just love the style so much. Now showing you what can fit inside my Laurent Loulou puffer. Very similar to the Marc Jacobs Tote and the Louis Vuitton Speedy. The only difference is I can't fit in a bottle of water, but everything else I could fit. And it is full. I could maybe squeeze in a couple of small items, but to be honest, it's already pretty heavy and pretty full, as you can see. So here is my reusable tote bag, my iPhone, hand cream, sanitizer, pack of tissues, my Louis Vuitton long wallet, my sunglasses case with sunglasses inside, face mask, compact, and my lipstick as well. And that is it, completely empty. But you can definitely fit in a decent amount. Obviously you can swap this out for a smaller wallet if you'd want to, free up some space to add in anything else, but generally everything that I need to carry on a daily basis. Next up is my Marc Jacobs teddy bag, and I know this won't be everyone's cup of tea, but I just think it's absolutely adorable. This is the one I've used the least. I've only used this one time so far, mainly because I do think it's like a proper cold weather bag. Like, I definitely wouldn't use this during summer. I think that would just look very strange, but the one time I did use it, I really enjoyed it, and it's actually a really fun bag to use. And the emphasis here is on fun. You know, if you want a very streamlined, elegant bag, this clearly is not the one. But if you want something really fun, quite casual looking and very, very comfortable as well, this is actually a really nice shout. And it's also a nice option if you did want something quite seasonal, you know, if you're just looking to build out your collection and you wanted something that was more winter specific, but you didn't want to spend thousands and thousands of pounds on something that you'll only be able to wear a few months of the year. This is actually a really, really nice option. It really goes for that, you know, teddy coat trend, but in a bag form. You get those really lovely, cozy autumn winter vibes, but without spending thousands of pounds or dollars. So I think it's actually a really lovely option. The quality on it is actually really nice as well. The zipper is so insanely smooth, which I always kind of go on about, but it does make a difference in terms of how easy it is to wear and use. So again, it's just like a one kind of zip situation. Like, there's no friction or anything like that. It's super easy to open and close, and you do have a really big wide open space. You can fit a ton of items inside. The inside is actually like a white clean kind of material, so it's like a nylon, so pretty durable and functional. There are no pockets or anything like that, so it is literally just that wide open space. You can obviously use a bag liner if you want to, and then you can just kind of fold these up and down in order to fit more items in if you want. You do have that great shoulder strap as well, so this is a black nylon with a silver hardware, but you can unhook this if you don't want it. So if you just want to wear it as a cute little top handle, you can do. If you want to wear it as a crossbody or on the shoulder, you do have that strap option. It is extremely lightweight. In fact, I would say that the heaviest part is probably actually the strap, because you do have that nice chunky hardware, but the actual bag itself is incredibly lightweight, and because of that, it is so comfortable to wear. Like, you'll be able to tell, like, it is very, very light indeed. You do just have the tote bag Marc Jacobs right there on the front, so it does make a little bit of a statement. And I think this is so fun. Like, it's just a really, really cute bag. Not one to be taken too seriously, but very, very functional, really easygoing, very comfortable to wear. Like, you can fit a ton of items inside and you don't feel the weight because it is so lightweight. And I just think it's great, like really, really cute. So I will be getting more use out of this when the weather does turn a little bit, and I'll let you know if there are any other niggles. But so far, I just think it's absolutely adorable and I'm really, really happy with it. Sharing what can fit inside the Marc Jacobs tote now, and this can fit in pretty much the same mount as the Louis Vuitton Speedy V. Not necessarily the same style or shape, but it can fit in pretty much the same amount of items, and because this one is a fabric bag, it does feel a lot lighter as well. So I have my pack of tissues here, face mask, my sunglasses case, Louis Vuitton long wallet, bottle of water, reusable bag, compact, hand sanitizer, hand cream, lipstick, and my phone as well. And it definitely was full. I wouldn't say it was completely kind of chocker full, but as you can see, a very decent amount of items. And then last but not least, I do have my Dior book tote here. I've gotten so many messages about this bag, which kind of surprised me because it's been around for a while. I don't feel like the messages were about this specific print. I feel like it was just kind of the general bag, but so many messages. I was really kind of surprised, but I just think this is beautiful. Like, it is so, so lovely, and it's difficult for me to tell how much of my love for it comes from me just absolutely adoring this print, because I do just think it's like a work of art. Like, it is so intricate and beautiful, and it is just like art in a bag form, like absolutely stunning. The functionality isn't actually too bad either, and to be honest, I was prepared for this not to be my most functional bag. I've had similar styles where sometimes I've liked them, sometimes I haven't liked them, but it is obviously quite a large style. This one I think is the large one, I think it is, but I will link all the bags below. But this was kind of always the one I was going to go for. I wasn't really looking at the smaller ones just because I didn't think on my frame like they would necessarily look right, and I was just always drawn to this size. But I absolutely think that was the right decision. I really like it. I don't feel like it's too large to use every day. Some people might disagree with me, but for an everyday bag, like if you do carry a lot of items, I think this is absolutely fine. Like, I don't feel like it can only be used for travel at all. And to be honest, I'm not really sure I would use this for travel because there's a lot of cream and ivory, and that would just stress me out, I think. So for me, this is more of like a fancy larger everyday bag rather than a travel bag, but it's been doing really well so far. So I did pop a bag liner in this one as well, which I do think has really helped. So I have this grey one. I did get a few from Handbag Angels. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but because it's so stiff, it kind of doesn't really hold its structure and shape, and so its default is to go very, very flat. So as soon as I started using it, I didn't really love the fact that it would sometimes just look flat as a pancake. Like, I just didn't feel like it looked right. So I knew I wanted to get a bag liner, got this one, and it's absolutely perfect. Again, I'll link the liners I have, but would definitely recommend this one. Just kind of exactly what I wanted, nice and large, nice quality, and it just kind of fits exactly right and provides that structure that I want. Without the liner, it is just plain wide open space, no pockets, no extra bells and whistles. It's literally just an empty tote. So the bag liner does kind of give you that added organization too, which is always nice. So that is what it looks like with the liner, and I'm much happier with that structure. You didn't really need it on the base because it's a fairly solid base anyway, but it does make a huge difference on the sides, which, as I said, did have a habit of kind of collapsing in. So I like the fact that you kind of puff out now, and it's just a more structured, kind of more substantial bag in general now. I would say a result of that is that I don't feel like it fits on the shoulder quite as neatly. Not that it doesn't, it's just obviously when it was super flat, it was easy just to pop on. Whereas now, because it naturally opens up a little bit more, this the second strap can fall off a little bit. So I guess that's kind of a payoff that you have to make, but for me, I would rather have the added structure and just enjoy the shape a bit more, because it isn't really a big deal. Like, I can definitely still pop it on my shoulder, not a huge factor, and I just generally prefer the shape and the overall look when it's a bit more puffed out. One really common thing I did hear when I first got this bag was that the weight really put people off. To be honest, I don't find this bag heavy at all, and I don't know if I'm just used to my Chanel Jumbo, so I'm used to kind of heavier bags, but for me, I don't find this particularly heavy. I also don't fill it really with heavy items. You know, I haven't been using this as a work tote and popping my laptop inside or other kind of heavy everyday bits and pieces. So obviously, if you do fill it with heavy things, it will feel very, very heavy. So I've just been putting like general daily essentials inside, from, you know, my wallet, an umbrella if I need it, like that sort of thing. So nothing drastically heavy, and I found it completely fine in terms of the weight. So the weight really hasn't been an issue. It's a fairly comfortable bag. I wouldn't say it's like the most comfortable bag I own at all, but I do like the fact that I can have it on my shoulder if I need to. There are very, very few bags where I will be happy just to exclusively use it as a top handle. Generally speaking, I will always like a shoulder bag or shoulder strap option, and this really has that. Like, it's not completely suited to being a shoulder bag style, but the fact that it does have that option, it really is just a nice get out of jail free card when you're in a bind and you want your hands. Otherwise, it's great just handheld. Obviously it can fit an absolute ton because it's huge, but yeah, so far it's been really, really lovely. Again, I find it difficult to separate out how much I love the print and the look, but I think it's so elegant. It really does make a statement as well, and so far I've really been enjoying it. You know, the functionality has not been a factor for me. Obviously you are paying a lot for the fashion house and the design. You're not getting any leather or anything like that, so it is a lot to pay for something that is, you know, essentially a canvas tote, but it does still feel very, very nice quality indeed, and just very intricate in terms of the pattern. So far I really do love it. Like, it's just so beautiful. It makes me excited to use it as well. I will keep you guys updated, but yeah, so far so good. I've just been absolutely adoring it. And then finally, I'm sharing with you what can fit in my Dior tote. This almost feels a little bit redundant, sharing what can fit inside, because clearly it is an enormous bag, so you can fit in most things that you would want to. But nevertheless, I will share with you and show you kind of how a fairly full bag looks. As you can see, there is still plenty of room. So I fit in all the items I did with all the other bags, so the Marc Jacobs tote and the Speedy B, which fit the most, fit in all those items plus laptop, and as you can see, there is still oodles of space. So your biggest constraint with this bag is going to be the weight rather than the actual capacity. So as I said, I'm fitting in all the same items. So I have here bottle of water, my sunglasses case, iPhone, reusable tote, face mask, long wallet, sanitizer, lipstick, hand cream, compact tissues, and then I also popped in my laptop as well. This is a 13-inch MacBook Pro, and this one fits just fine as well. So that is it completely empty, and that is everything I fit inside, but as you saw, you know, I really wasn't constrained with space. You can definitely fit in a lot more if you want to. I think you could probably use it as an overnight bag if you wanted to as well, just tons and tons of room. So that is it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. As usual, I will include links to all the bags I featured in the description section below. If you have any questions for me, then leave me a comment. And if you enjoyed the video, please do give us a thumbs up. As always, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.
On the run from my given disaster.